last year, your number one scorer was Sekou Silla, and it was pretty known to everyone out here. But this year, it could be R.J. Sunahara, it could be Will Yoakum, it could be Jonathan Pierre, and that's good in a lot of ways. But sometimes when you get into these tight situations, there could be situations where you look around and say, okay, we need a bucket right now. Who's it going to go to? And tonight you had spurts of Dallas Graziani, Jonathan Pierre, Will Yoakum. How much confidence does that give this entire team in these types of situations that, hey, it doesn't need to just be one guy. We can go to different guys at once.
And my job is to give them all confidence. So if Dallas feels like he can get to the rim, he's got that green light. And Jonathan Pierre, we were running a handoff there, and he said, no handoff, I got too big a gap. I'm going to take this guy one-on-one. They've got that confidence, in themselves, but they've got it from me too. And I think that's really important from my seat, that if we're going to have multiple guys scoring, it can't just be, okay, we got to get the ball to this guy in this situation. Everybody's got to be involved. I think we're harder to guard if it's that way.
Yep.
But I really feel like, our program really tries to do that, instill confidence in everybody. And then when the situation occurs, you step up, and I felt like that's what happened today. I thought Dow stepped up and made a couple of nice get to the rims. And, Spidey is a guy that he's always looking to score. He's not afraid to take the ball in there. RJ is obviously our leading scorer. Will Yoakum snicking another, 28 points tonight?
He told me, he goes, he has 21, and I go, really? Again? And we always do that every broadcast.
You weren't looking there for a while.
Yeah.
He scored when you weren't looking probably, but he does. He's just right there. He's a back cut guy. He makes perimeter shots, made his free throws, and that's another thing tonight. These guys stepped to the foul line and made crunch free throws. You almost take it for granted, but there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people in here cheering. We're looking at an undefeated season, which, by the way, has never been done in the history of basketball, back-to-back in Division II. And back-to-back undefeated regular seasons. That's never been done, and it's done tonight on this floor. That's a lot of pressure, and those guys knew that. But they step up there and do something that I sure couldn't do. Maybe they don't know the situation. maybe that's it. I would be aware of the situation. I would be lucky to hit the rim. These guys, they just step up there like it's nothing.
Absolutely. I wanted to stick on one guy in particular, and he probably had his worst game of the year last game, and that was Jonathan Pierre. Tonight, a little tentative to begin this game, but in the biggest moments, it seems like he's able to throw everything out and just start to score and make winning plays on both ends, I thought, particularly at the end of that game. Did you learn anything about JP, or is this just him in a nutshell?
I did learn something. I learned because he really wasn't in the flow of the game. He was battling with himself a little bit the first half. If you could see it, like, I'm going to try to score. I took a bad shot. Then I made a turnover, and you could tell he's got a little bit of internal struggle going on. But there was a point in the second half when we're just like, forget all that stuff. We got to win a basketball game. And when he turned it loose, he was the player that he should be. And I think there was a point where in the second half you kind of felt like, here he comes. Now he's ready to go. The first half he's struggling. He's not struggling anymore. Now he's a force to deal with.